Yep. Lion wouldn't hate that, always is really solid support, a lot of lockdown, a lot of burst damage as well from his ultimate if you need it. But Golden Boys, they pick up the Slaughter, which is something that actually with the Spirit Breaker pickup, kind of makes me wonder where they want to put him. If they want to put him in the one position, it kind of leaves them pretty much blank when it comes to late game potential, when it comes to late game carry potential, so that would put them under a lot of pressure to execute early and then in the mid game. But then again, with the Slaughter and the Queen of Pain, that is something that you can do. And with that amplified damage up against an Ember Spirit, that drastically reduces the time that you need to have him locked down until it can actually kill him. So it's one possible solution, but it's a different kind of timing window than you can actually want to go for up against an Ember Spirit. If you go late against Ember Shadow Fiend, it gets really hard, pretty much no matter what lineup you have.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Ember Spirit, or not feels like, it is the case that Ember Spirit can't deal with physical damage. That's what he has trouble with. And so it's nice to pick up the Slaughter there. And the Spirit Breaker has another benefit on the Ember. It just constantly reveals where he is. So even if he like remnants away and is crazy, it's really, it's a bit easier than if you're up against the Ember just blind. So both the amp damage and the Spirit Breaker will help out. But NiP now, I really think that they could go something like the Shadow Shaman or Lion if they wanted. I assume this is an offlane Tusk and not a support Tusk.
Yeah, it could be either, honestly, because with the Bane would be an easy setup for the Tusk to make it easier to get the eye shots in the right position to block someone off. I mean, wouldn't put it past him, but then again, Jonas Fan, he's so strong in that offlane Tusk that it's really, really hard to imagine that being that someone else be playing him. But they're probably looking for another support now. It's Mirana comes to mind if you want to go old school here, Mirana Bane combo.
Yeah, it's certainly got a lot of lockdown potential, but I always worry with the Mirana. She's very dependent on actually hitting those arrows, and so if you begin it and you don't, if you go, maybe 6 minutes, you haven't landed one, you're pretty much useless for the rest of the game.
Yeah, but then again, Bane can help you with that, just with the easy setup for with the Nightmare. But I agree, it's not really the easiest combo to actually do enough with. I think that's the way to put it. You need to have these skills, you need to have momentum that way, because defensively, there's only so much you can do with that. But yeah, we'll see. Probably not going to be that, just putting it out there.
Also for Golden Boys, do you think this is well, yeah, they're looking for a hard carry. It's always something where you can pick up the Spectre when there's an AA.
Yeah.
It's just a nice global present, especially with the Spirit Breaker as well. It's going to be Clockwork, so that is a support Tusk.
Yeah.
And I think
it is, okay.
While the Spectre's like kind of squishy, and the Clockwork can certainly be present there, I think you have a lot of easy ways to farm if you go the Spectre, just because an AA blast hits, maybe someone is charged on, and it works out really well for you.
Yeah, even with that though, I'm not really sure if the Spectre really hits the timing window that Golden Boys is probably looking for here with what they already have, because if Spectre gets the slightest bit shut down, and make no mistake, Ninjas and Pyjamas have the potential to do that between the Clockwork, between the Tusk, Ember Spirit even coming for rotations, Bane locking Spectre down. It's so easy to get pickoffs on that hero with this lineup that it's really, really risky, I feel, for Golden Boys to go that kind of route. So I'm actually looking for...
They can also go with the Slock. The Slock would work well. It's good against Clockwork. It does have the same issues that Bane's Fiend Grip is the killer for Slock. And that's why I like the Spectre a little bit more. Just, it's hard to find the right Spectre in the Haunt. Shadow Fiend and Ember Spirit, Ember Spirit, once he has the Battle Fury, gets a bit of a buff there, but she isn't the easiest to lock down in those team fights. She is squishy, which is her problem, and Slock will have a better time against a Clock in lane, I think.
I'm not even sure they're looking for another core here. I mean, they might as well go for something like an aggressive trial in here between the Ancient Apparition, the Slaughter +1, with a little bit of initial control, something like a Rubik or something along those lines, to set up for the Slaughter Crush, to set up for a bunch of Chilling Touch right clicks, and have the Spirit Breaker just in the safe lane, farming up Queen of Pain mid. Same time, you can go many different routes that involve a Spirit Breaker in core position, or duo or off lane, something along those lines. And yeah, Earthshaker fits that build. He can also roam around the map, give some space for the Queen of Pain, kind of make Shadow Fiend's life a little bit harder if there isn't enough ward coverage.
Yeah, it's the safe lane farming Slaughter though, and I think off lane Earthshaker. So I think that it's an interesting lineup. I'm really worried for Golden Boys. They won't have. Yes, you have the amp damage, but Slaughter as a right-click carry is always hard to build to optimize that. So I'm not sure how well this will go for them.
Yeah, and with that, if you're just tuning in, welcome. My name's Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Llama Down Under here for game number 2, the Dota 2 Champions League matchup between NiP and the Golden Boys. Remember, this is an upper bracket match. The loser of this will drop down, but they're not out of it just yet. But the winner of this, especially if it's NiP in this match, they will punch their ticket to the main event. And yeah, don't really want to run through our lineups already, since it looks like we might see a level 1 fight. Golden Boys are smoked up. They do have an Earthshaker, and they're running straight into NiP. If they can get a good Fissure block, that might spell doom for Era here. Nice little block off with the charge coming in as well. Gets the steam chains off, and Hanskin with perfectly placed ice shots will put a stop to that. So very good reactions on their part, and that'll probably put an end to the aggression. So let's take a quick look at the lineups here. We've got Golden Boys with Madara on that one position Slaughter, Kaiser on the mid Queen of Pain. We've got maybe next time playing that Earthshaker, Skylark on that Spirit Breaker, and that only leaves Skank support position.
Yeah, and on NiP, we're gonna have Jonathan Fan on the Clockwork, Bane being played by Seal Kid, Ember played by Era, SF played by Limp, and finally that Tusk being played up by Hanskin. And be interesting to see exactly where they focus their efforts. The mid lane Queen of Pain will win until level 5, and then there'll be stacks, hopefully this game, for the SF.
Yeah.
So he'll catch up quickly. But I worry it doesn't feel like NiP has good kill potential on that Queen of Pain until the Bane comes a bit higher leveled.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem that you have. You have a Bane. I mean, he can set up, but what does he reset up? A couple of level 1 raises, or level 2 raises later on. Not really a whole lot. What he can do, and Seal Kid's keeping his options open, is to skill Enfeeble and putting that on Kaiser. But even then, he has a Chilling Touch extra buff up to help him with these first couple of last hits, which is nice to see.
Interesting.
Actually.
I haven't seen that one before. I think what's getting really popular right now is putting 2 mid, so that you can make sure that your mid gets the better start than your opponents. But
yep.
Queen of Pain doesn't super need that against a Shadow Fiend. Maybe they're just worried about the skill differential, but she already out damages him by a huge amount just naturally. And unless the Bane came mid with like Enfeeble, I think she should. Queen of Pain should win the lane.
Yeah, for sure. And Seal Kid, yeah, not actually going for that. He's still sticking around, looking for the first stack already. It looks like here on his medium camp. But yeah, it's as you said, Queen of Pain should win this matchup early on, but it's still nice to see. But Limp, he knows what's happening. He knows that he's disadvantaged here, so he actually went for the raises level 1, got a couple of last hits, and now he has his level 2 to start picking up these souls. So
yeah, he went the false bottle rush.
Yeah. Eventually he will catch up.
Nice.
Eventually he will have these stacks to fall back on. So it's kind of a wash here. The one thing that can kind of make it a little bit different is we see an Earthshaker roaming around, getting a good Fissure block off, and a Queen of Pain just able to burst them down.
Or even the Spirit Breaker.
Or Spirit Breaker, yeah. Oh, both of them. Hell,
so,
why not?
Yes. Why you can just send all 5 mid. No, it's actually, as much as we're joking now, it's actually really a smart thing to do. Yeah. SF is one of those snowball heroes. If you pick him off, at the 5 minutes, at the 10 minutes, with those good timings, preferably either before he takes the stacks, or basically as he's going for them, because that's another play you can make. Golden Boys can try to smoke into NiP's jungle to take those stacks. You really shut down his farm. SF can't play from behind, but he can catch up fast.
Yep.
No, you don't.
There's plenty of ways to deal with the Shadow Fiend. It's picking him off a couple of times, but then, as you said, you have to pace it really well so that he doesn't really get a chance to catch up. Just regularly pick him off, ward his jungle.
Ooh. Up top, we've got the cogs onto... Oh gosh, they're just gonna kill off Golden Boys. This should be the first blood. One more auto attack. Bane gets it. Bane got really unlucky, got stuck in the cogs with Battery Assault. Both of those only level 1, but Battery Assault does so much damage if you're the only one taking them. And even at level 1, I know at max level it's like 1,000 damage, but at level 1, more than enough to kill off that AA.
Absolutely, caught himself in a bit of a tough spot there. I mean, I saw him lurking around this area here, just getting Chilling Touch right clicks up on the Clockwork. But yeah, then getting caught in cogs with Seal Kid there as well. Of course, setting that up with the Nightmare, I presume. not really the best that they could have hoped for here, giving up first blood already. But it's kind of this threat that you run as an ancient apparition, not really having the best laning presence all alone like that.
Yeah, you're not someone like a Rubik.
Oh, they're gonna go for Limp. He actually dropped very low to the harassment from Kaiser. Try to rely on his haste to get him out of trouble, but maybe next time with a tiny rotation there they find that kill. And yep, overall, it's probably still in favor of Golden Boys then, considering.
Yeah, I think that it's still very even, and as we've talked about, as long as, and they've already placed wards to check out these stack rotations. They're going on SF again? Yeah, they're charging him. So there's going to be the Shadow Strike Quap, probably just trying to put some more harassment on him. Here's going to be a fissure in a second. He's going to try to go for that hidey hole, and now realizing Skylark that he cannot be there. Seal Kid's coming as well. Nice fissure just to help Skylark escape, and that's nice. Oh, but here comes Handskin. There's perfect ice shards blocking them off. They should have enough damage to work on Handskin, but both are probably going to lose their lives. One raise, a nice stun, but now Earthshaker's gonna go down. Can the Spirit Breaker get away? And up top, it looks like AA did manage to kill off the Clockwork with the help, of course, of Slaughter. So, all over the map, lots of people going down.
It's like not really easy for the camera person to just try and catch those. If you look at one kill, then it doesn't happen, or it happens later than you expected, and someone else happens, action happens. But yeah, it's interesting to see that. But yeah, looks like they listen to you, right? Putting on pressure on Limp wherever they can was probably a wise decision to fall back there the moment they saw the Bane coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's something where you just have to keep going on the SF.
Oh,
you have to. Oh, we've got. Yeah, Hanskin taking. He gets bashed. He gets a little bit of the poison. Yeah. So. But I think that the Ember Spirit, you have a lot more time with him just because his early farming isn't, he doesn't have any tool, a mechanism like raises. And it looks like Clockwork getting dived super deep, but he's going to walk it off and has TP rotation. So, yeah. And it's going to be just, if you can keep this the SF down, he doesn't farm back up as fast maybe as other people. So
yeah, you do need a couple of levels to raises. He has that now though. He has level 5, so probably does he actually have stacks? He has one double stack. He doesn't. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah, and they were really aware of it. If he did have stacks, I'm pretty sure that Golden Boys would have gone for the rotation into their opponent's jungle to catch that.
This early ward that you pointed out earlier, I really love this a lot. Just keeping tabs on the stacks, especially this hard game, which is so much golden experience coming their way, and then setting up for presumably, they're farming it now, so I would assume that they want to try and find a pickup now. Skylark has a charge, just waiting for him right now. They need some more help though, that's the problem.
Yeah, they might decide, since SF and Bane, they know they're there, they might go for pressure somewhere else, because, you know, this does mean that there are less supports to rotate bottom. But that is all up to them. And also, I think, since it's a double stack, what you really get worried about is because at the 5 minute, you can have quad stacks up, right? And then SF suddenly comes out of the jungle with a Yasha, and you're like, what?
Oh, top lane. So, some fun. Just a little bit of harassment.
Yeah, and they actually cancel the TPs. I don't think that Golden Boys saw that, but again, if Golden Boys saw the cancelled TP, it's always another, we can maybe go for a gank somewhere else on the map, because that means that there won't be rotations. But they are doing their own stacking, it looks like. Do they have it? Yeah, they're gonna start now. Queen of Pain also can take stack very easily. She doesn't have as easy tool as the Raze, since she just has the Scream of Pain, but it's still not the roughest. And Clockwork might be in a lot of trouble. He's now trying to chase them over. Gets hit by the Slithering Crush, and never mind.
There's no more mana on Earthshaker or Madara. He only had enough for the one single crush. But one thing I want to point out is, of all the heroes in Dota, we have the 3 heroes that can manipulate the environment. You have the Earthshaker with the Fissure, you have the Clockwork with the Cogs, and you have the Tusk with the Ice Shards. And one of these crazy kind of situations that that can result from that, we just saw there. We had like the cogs here in a box, and then the fissure straight through it, and no one could move essentially. Golden Boys couldn't get close thanks to the cogs, and Clockwork also couldn't get out because of the fissure. So it's pretty funny to see sometimes.
Now we haven't had any kills in a bit. Things just kind of calming down. It looks like Queen of Pain is topping the net worth shot just because she got that early rotation on the SF. But certainly now that Bane is getting a few levels, if Queen of Pain takes 2 raises, she could be in a bit of trouble. So if she exchanges any harass with SF, she could be in trouble.
Yep. That Clockwork also, some fun. I mean, he gave up that one kill, But he also got the first blood, and he's already level 6, right? That's the point. That's a really good timing for an offlane, and now Kaiser, he's kind of exposed to that kind of gank right now.
It's really hard. I think that Jonathan Fan, I mean, you have a bit of lockdown with the hookshot, but you have to get very lucky. He was probably hoping that Quap would maybe misuse her blink. Early levels, it's got a 15-second cooldown, so if she uses it, you can kill her off. That's more than enough time. But unfortunately, she's not falling for that. She's just going to jungle, and so this Clockwork, he's looking to use right when he gets the hook. He's looking to use it, but Quap isn't the mid where you can go for that without the Bane having follow-up lockdown.
Oh, well, all without the Madara, actually. He might be a better target to go for. He doesn't get the boundary rune, but now he's trying to run away, but he's in range of the battery assault. Kaiser's there. Maybe they can turn this around here after Madara falls, but don't want to here. And there's the hookshot actually onto the Earthshaker under the tower. There's the Sonic Wave. It's not going to be enough, or is it? With the tower shot, Jonas Safan, he should survive. Kaiser as well, but it's 2 heroes down still in favor of NiP.
Yeah, really well played from the Clockwork there. Jonathan Fan made sure to hookshot onto... I think what we talked about, he knew he couldn't actually kill off the Quap, so he went for the Earthshaker, and also he had a lot of support in the area. So a really nice play there, and also all of this, while it goes on, it makes space for the Ember Spirit. While their supports are dying, they can't be doing anything, so Era, he is farming up a Storm.
Yep.
Second in the top net worth.
That is not what you want to hear if you're a Golden Boys fan. Especially, also Shadow Fiend. I mean, you said it a minute ago that Quap was topping up the net worth. Not anymore. Olympus is about 600 ahead, 500 ahead. Not all that significant right now, but it's only gonna get worse here, especially if he doesn't get picked off again, if he has more space to farm and flash farm, right? That's kind of his strength. So if he gets a couple of thousand gold ahead, then we will see that crazy and scary Shadow Fiend that just takes over the mid game instead of the Quap, right? That's what, if you're Gold Boys, that was the game plan, right? Get the Quap off to a good start. Kaiser is building into the rocket, which can still be super effective if you can get it off on the Ember Spirit later on.
It's always a good item to go on Quap when you're against an Ember, just because it forces him into one of those defensive items.
Yep.
As we talked about last game, he doesn't want to have to build the Manta, he doesn't want to have to build BKB, but Quap having an Orchid, he has to go for one of those, and it's kind of just a wasted slot on Ember. Neither give you huge amounts of damage for their defensive properties. So that'll be why she's going for that Orchid, and then she'll build Aghanims, and hopefully after that, depends on how the game goes, she may be forced into a Shivas or a Sheep.
Top lane might see an engagement here. Jonas Safan is charged up, but little do they know the Hounds can still get ahead. They're gonna go on Madara on the back at the same time. Jonas Safan, he should be able to burst him off. There we go, especially with Madara joining, he's being nightmared up. But now Limp is there as well. Nice little setup for the Razors, and the Fissure actually leaves Madara to die for sure. Skanks next one on the list, and Skylark hit maybe next time. Same for Kaiser here, they have to run, they have to scramble here. As Era is joining the fray with the Flame God here, just running them down. Same time, Hanskin with the Snowball. Trying to go for Kaiser here, not the easiest kill though, and he gets the Sonic Wave out before the Nightmare can come out. Seal hit, oh wow, Kaiser gets a blink off just in time. Before the second raise could hit, but they know where he is, they're looking for him.
Yeah, they actually didn't realize how far back he jumped, so they're now pinging over to the other side, but oh, they see her with the rocket. Era may be able to get in with that other remnant. He goes for it, breaks all the trees, and that's very dead, and that's what we talked about, the blink cooldown. It's so long, early levels, 15 seconds, you just can't get out.
Yeah, it actually was off cooldown there for quite a while, but didn't choose to use it. It's kind of... Same time, there were like 2 remnants in that general area, so it's really, really hard to get out at that point without a TP scroll. Which was on cooldown, so it's...
Yeah, and maybe next time I'm gonna TP out. I think for Golden Boys, they want to try to slow this game down as much as they can, because they can't take the team fights right now, and it's something where they need AA to get levels, they need the Echo Slam, they just really, really need to slow it down, get some farm onto their slaughter, maybe a blink, maybe a full staff.
Yeah. But he's getting that blink now, so one last hit was all he needed there, so that'll mean that he will have that initiation factor now.
It looks, yeah, Clockwork gets a kill, Queen of Pain coming in though, and now has the Shadow Strike, has the Enchant Totem off the mark, but the Fissure's not. Spirit Breaker go down elsewhere, but that's going to be a very dead Clockwork, and up top it looks like Era is just causing a lot of trouble. Now going for a tier 2 push. While they got a kill there for Golden Boys, and it was certainly in their favor because of how far behind they are right now, about 5,000 in net worth, it's not looking good. This Ember... Oh, Aaron actually decided not to go the bot, so he's gonna have a very early Battle Fury unless they kill him.
Bottom lane, they get the pick off on a Tusk as well. Yeah, that was the reveal of the Blink Dagger, I would assume here, but now it just blinks right on top of him with the amplified damage. A lot of bursts comes out before Snowball can. Take time.
They got a charge onto Era.
Do they have the lockdown? Does he have Revenge up? Doesn't actually look like it. And Madara, with the TP Blink rotation in, gets that kill. Or secures that kill at least with a crush. Seal Kid. He will find the ward. But he might actually... I don't know if that was the right idea to come up there. They need some sort of counter plan. That's a Clockwork hooking in. Seal Kid will still die, but so will Skylark. It looks like there's the Echo Slam though. That will secure the kill on Limp. And now the Snowball comes... Actually, Limp was saved by Snowball for a second there. Well, the second is not enough here in this game. Is Madara still alive and kicking? The same for maybe next time. Another Fissure will secure that kill with the damage over time from Skanks. And yeah, Golden Boys, they're turning it up now. NiP coming into fights that they are not really prepared for. That's Lada with the blink. It all started with that bait from Sealkit that just went terribly wrong.
Yeah, I think that was a classic case of going in one by one. They really could have done a lot better in their team fighting, and instead going in one by one for NiP just really did not work out for them.
Yeah. This is also where the lockdown. If you look at the Earthshaker, that's where maybe next time he really carried the team. I think there was 2 fishes in that fight, plus the Echo Slam, to make sure that the Shadow Fiend's effectiveness, who is the highest farmer still on the board.
They're going on to Era again. There's the blink forwards. They have the Slithering Curse. They need a bit more, I think, but no, they might just have it. They need a bash with the Fissure. They get it.
Yeah, just talking about him once again. The Fissure comes out just at the right time. Oh, there's Hookshot on Madara. He does have a crush available, but Jonas Safan catches him in with the cock. He's trying to get the hell out. There's the Ice Shots actually blocking Sealkit, but not enough. Not far away enough to block the Fiend's grip. They will pick off the Slaughter.
So it's a 1-for-1, but I think that the Slaughter was a less... Yeah, it should be a little bit in favor of Golden Boys just because of Era's net worth. So still good for Golden Boys. Unfortunate they lost their Slaughter. Maybe they can do something while knowing Fiend's grip is down though, and Hookshot. So, and also this Clockwork, he seemed to be having a great game. We talked about it, but now being forced into 2 braces, finally going to work on his 4-staff. But feeling like that good start kind of gone into braces instead of what we're more used to, which would be something like the Ag
gonna go again.
Blade Mail.
The Earthshaker. Maybe next time all alone, but Teleport Reactors come in. Can he get a Fissure out? Yes, he can. But yeah, he's still alive. But he will finally fall here. The Fissure actually blocking his teammates to try and get any counter kills, but they will still find Hanskin on the back of these blinks. HDAP version actually gets it, so Skanks with the snipe coming out, making it another 1-for-1 trade. But
Era picks up AA on the top lane, just using that Searing Chains combo. And in that team fight, the Earthshaker stayed alive so long because of a nice Enchant Totem proc, which was fantastic. But I think that Golden, well, partly Era's NiP, and Era has been in the jungle of Golden Boys, but also the AA Blast, I think, flew over a ward, gave him a bit more of an idea that it was along this vector, and he just found the AA.
Yep.
So, a little bit unfortunate there.
It's something that you have to watch. I mean, you can say what you want about Madara's Ember Spirit in the last game and about his item choices in the later parts, but for the longest time, he's been doing a really good job, and he's been the cause of so much problems for NiP in that last game. And Era, he's on a path to do the exact same thing back to Golden Boys now. He's finding these kills. I'm sure he's being picked off, but that's only because the chain stun was immaculate from Golden Boys so far, and that might not always be the case, and that might not always be enough. With the farm that's coming out on this Ember now. Smoke out Madara, leading the charge with the sprint. They're looking for him.
Yeah, they'll see what they can find. They know exactly where he is based on this ward, but whether he'll stay around enough. And he feels like something's up as well. Not seeing anybody on the board. This Clockwork Rocket only scouting 1 makes him a bit wary. And NiP, the Golden Boy is not looking like this smoke is going to latch. And at the same time, Limp and Bane has... Steelkid has a smoke of his own, so maybe going to go for one of them and see what they can do. I think at this point, both teams should be keeping an eye on the Roshan, of course, because SF has that that Presence of the Dark Lord, which reduces armor, and then of course amp damage. You can take down Roshan really easily.
Yep. Same time, time, if you're NiP, you can also just look for a fight around Roshan. I mean, if you look at Limp, he's working on his BKB. He's almost has it actually. Will get much closer after this Ancient stack. He already has the mechanism. Clocker already got the 4-staff just now, so they're starting to get their items up. So they can start feeling more comfortable taking these fights like, once again.
Yeah, it's always hard though for Limp. Of course, if he gets hit by the A blast, that mech is going to do nothing.
Yeah.
Although maybe it'll help out a teammate who isn't hit by it.
Top lane, the
so
hookshot
I don't know.
Miss. You know some fun. He's still 4-staffing forward, but little does he know that there's support here. The charge will be ineffective. Maybe next time will still fall, but okay. Golden Boys, they don't elect to try and help out. Instead, they will sacrifice Skylark as well. The Ice Blast will hit, but he doesn't get his ultimate off, and that'll be that.
Yeah, I think if he could have gotten the Nether Strike off there, maybe something he could do. I think it's still a level... Yeah, it's AA's level 8, so it's a level 1 AA blast. Not enough to make anyone shatter, even with the Nether Strike, so a bit unfortunate. And you can see they keep scouting Roshan with the rocket. Both teams very aware of how easy it is for them to do it, for the other to do it. Pop has finished up her Orchid as well, so we'll see whether Era is going to respond to that after his Battle Fury is done.
Yeah, he kind of has to, right? I mean, just build the Lincolns, which is not unheard of on Nemesis. Gives you that split second, even if you have a way to proc the Lincolns and then get the Orchid on. You still have that split second of reaction time that you need as an Ember to still jump to a Remnant to ensure they can do that split push, that you can farm around the map and feel safe doing it. But at this point he doesn't have it. And that is quite dangerous, because if they can keep the Ember Spirit down, that keeps the timing window open for the Golden Boys. And make no mistake,
I think part of his...
the time is running out, actually.
Yeah. It's something where it's very hard with the Slaughter and the Queen of Pain. I mean, how exactly do you itemize to go late? And Slaughter's actually, after getting his blink, going back for a Midas, realizing that this game may go a little bit longer than they want, and he won't be able to keep up with the farm, although there is finally that smoke gank that we'd seen on the Bane. It is rotating up, and they might be able to find Queen of Pain here. They do have the Fiend's Grip, but they have to see her first. Can they do it? She blinks over to the side. Do they have any sort of catch? Here comes Era. He does manage to get off the steering chain, but now he's silenced up. Doesn't matter. They actually stopped the Fiend's Grip, and now going in for more people in the snowball. There's going to be an AA blast, so it's going to hit all three of them, an Echo Slam. It should mean that Hanskin shatters. He needs just a tiny bit more of damage, but Madra goes down, and Hanskin might be just alright because he's so tanky. Seemed like with that A blast they could do something, but not enough damage output.
Yeah, level 1's kind of underwhelming. You need the follow-up, and it was technically there with the Echo Slam, but that was about all. Queen of Pain being called out like that, forced to come back to base. I mean, sure, Kaiser was staying alive, which is pretty much what the Golden Boys were looking for. And first place here is their main priority, but still, using your big ultimates like that, especially the Echo Slam, and not finding a kill, even losing your Slaughter. And now Kaiser, he's running into Era. Has to walk away straight off the bat, losing a lot of time down here in the bottom lane. Might even be able to catch him out. Fan does not have the hookshot quite yet, though.
Yeah, and Era's got up that Battle Fury very early, all things considered. As you said, Limp has his BKB. Now, of course, the BKB you can still shatter if you take too much damage, but it does stop the ticks of Frostbite, which is...
Charge will be interrupted here, kid. Now the one being silenced up as Kaiser tries to dish out some damage, but not Skylark. He's left all alone. Era, he has double damage to, and yeah, that's an easy pickup, even with the Fissure coming out. That was, yeah, they're trying to use the Spirit Breaker, but they can't quite find the openings, and that's one of the problems that I see for Golden Boys. I mean, Spirit Breaker is a hero that you need to get something off of. You need to be able to put on the pressure, you need to be able to find kills, and you need to not die.
Slaughter's also going to go down. Yeah, Madara's going down. Trying to, maybe with amp damage, he needs Lucky Bashes. Can he get a Seal Kit? He's got one. If he gets, with the Sleight of Fist, I was going to say, if he can just stay cut off from the rest of them with those cogs, but of course, Era gets lots of damage out with still having the end of that DD. And there was no escape.
That was a questionable decision for Madara to still be there after what happened there, right? I mean, Spirit Breaker just got picked off. What do you expect to happen down there past the river? Oh.
Yeah, not the best opportunity.
Gonna go again though, Era charged up. Skylark gets the ultimate off. Kaiser's here with the Orchid, and that should be a kill now. No support there, especially with the Fissure. Finally, they find what they're looking for, but at the same time, what happens on the other side of the map? Limp, he's still farming. He has his BKB and a Yasha now on the way on the courier.
Yeah, so Limp probably he may potentially go Monta just so he doesn't have to pop BKB to get unsilenced. But as we talked about before, Shadow Fiend not always as worried about being silenced up. Always good to get rid of the silence, not have to worry about the extra damage and so on. But it's not your biggest fear, so it could just be a Sanj and Yasha for more tank, more withstanding the AA blast.
Alright, so speaking of AA blasts, look at Skanks. He's actually looks like he's going for Glimmer Cape, not really doing a good pace on that, obviously, since he is an ancient apparition. Once again, the lack of the Midas. Do you think the Glimmer Cape is that valuable in this game?
No, it's what we talked about last game. I really think it's something where AA, and we saw problems with this last game. The AA wasn't far enough away from the fight to get off those big AA blasts that hit all 5 of the enemies. And he goes these utility items which require him to be in the fight, but of course that really reduces the AoE that you get out of Ice Blast. And so I think I would have preferred him to go the Midas, to go straight into Aghanims, but maybe they're feeling like the fight is being brought too far to them. And now, actually, speaking of Skanks, he's going to get caught out. Hookshot comes in. Will there be any follow-up? No, Bane just uses the Brain Sap. He doesn't even need to worry about Fiend's Grip.
Looked like a smoke into the pit for NiP, but instead they smoke for kill, and now into the pit it looks like Roshan is on the list. You talked about it earlier, and without the Ancient Apparition, it gets much harder to contest this. I mean, he can buy back, he can throw out the Ice Blast, and then you have the Earthshaker. Maybe next time. He recently finished off the Blink Dagger. But it doesn't look like Golden Boys actually want to try and go for this.
I don't think there's anything they can do. AA is down. They can throw a blast at the pit, but it's going to be too late by the time the AA respawns. And yeah, you can't fight into 5 right now with the state of your heroes, so...
that's another big...
just gotta calm down.
Another advantage, though, for NiP. They're playing this game very methodically here.
Yeah, with the way the rubber band works, you really don't want to, if you can avoid it, give away anything. They're about 7.5k gold and experience ahead, so not wanting to get those turnaround fights. And Clockwork might get picked off here by Madara, although there's a lot of support around. They're gonna AA blast. Madara has to go and stop him. Yeah, this is gonna be a very dead Journalism fan. One more bash, yeah, there he goes. But now, has to make sure he gets out. Walrus Punch up onto Madara. He's taking a lot of damage. There's a fissure, but it doesn't get anything because of the eyes of the snowball. And now Madara going down, finished by the raise. Really unfortunate there that he couldn't escape, but did overstay his welcome. I don't think he needed to go for the last.
Yeah.
Actually, A is still level. It's still level 1 Ice Blast, so he did have to go for that. He
probably
bash.
had to. It was pretty close though, because Hanskin, that was the longest range Walrus Punch I've ever seen. I gotta say, with the sprint move with speed, barely not able to actually keep him safe. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think if you're Gold Boys, you kind of have to go for these plays and hope you get away with it. Just keep NiP honest as much as you can. Try and keep them away from farms. Try and keep them away from the rest of your tier 2s, especially with that Aegis. You know that's going to be NiP's plan, but with Madara dying there, double damage shooting onto Limp to make things worse, it's going to be a Glyph Force out. This tier 2 will definitely go down. And, there's still Earthshaker down here. Jonas and Fan will find him. Does not quite get him on the card.
He should be able to blink away.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Oh, he actually gets hit by the clock. He should still be able to blink up and over because there is no Aghanims yet onto Clockwork, so not quite sure why maybe next time isn't. Yeah, he's going to be out fine. The Queen of Pain has been forced into a BKB. It's really unfortunate here just because she's been locked down a few times by the Searing Chains. But there's a lot of stuff here that goes through BKB on NiP. The Fiend's Grip, the Walrus Punch, the Hook Shot. So she's going to stop taking some damage from their lineup. She won't be picked off solo by Ember Spirit, but NiP has more than enough to deal with a BKB on her.
Absolutely, it's kind of a really bad item to go for, but as you said, you have to go for it at this point. But the problem is, where's the damage now coming from? Right, you do have the Slaughter with level 3 amplified damage, which is great, but you can only get it off in like 1 or 2 heroes at a time during the course of a full 5-on-5 team fight. Then you have Earthshaker, who really relies on being able to get a good Echo Slam off. Might be able to here with Hanskin, just walk straight on top of them. The charge comes in to lock him down further. There's a Fissure as well. They're focusing on Hanskin, but the Magnus will keep him alive, kicking nice eye shots here to block Skylark in. That'll be the counter kill, and that'll be that. Jonas so far looking for something else, but only finds the creeps in the way. But Era, he gets Madara here with the Searing Chains, even though he's invest straight under the Sentry Wall, so he will fall after getting the crush off. And it's just so hard for Golden Boys now. Every single thing that they try to do, they just not only find one hero, they find 5. high mobility here on
Yeah.
NiP. They're chasing so aggressively. He fights Skanks, he's trying to teleport out, but Nera, he has enough damage here with the extra artillery coming in from backlines. Now 3 heroes down without buyback, that's a tier 3 at the very least. Maybe next time he has to play Gecko Slam, but what's that really going to do all alone?
This is the other problem of Quap not going the Aghanim Scepter, no sort of wave clear. If you have the Ags, you can just use that Sonic Wave to repeatedly get rid of the creeps. The cooldown is about the same with the Ags as the creeps spawn, it's a little longer, but you can generally just get rid of the creeps and the heroes. And Skylark now just gonna feed maybe. There is a nice A blast coming out, but again, not quite far enough. And Jonas Fan, oh, the Sonic Wave, it does manage to hit Jonas Fan. The scream gets him, the immediate BKB, not gonna take the stun from that snowball, but still gonna reposition them. There's the Walrus Punch, what we're talking about going through. Does she have enough mana for a scream? Jonas Fan is so tanky. They pick up the AA in the backline. Skylark going for the Nether Strike, and yeah, he gets someone, but he's probably going to pay with his life on the escape here. They have Searing Chains, they have Sleight of Fist. Skylark slowly going down. So they got all of that for one.
They use so much to make this happen though. The Echo Slam was used in the backlines here from the Earthshaker to no avail really. Era and Limp, they're both pretty damn healthy, and yeah, they're looking for more. Maybe next time he will survive, I guess. Maybe next time he will survive, that's my bad joke there. Era will fall, but so do the Aegis, and the melee Rex is down, the range Rex sure to follow. Skylar comes in with a charge, but now he's being slapped up. Era still alive and kicking now. But Dower now in trouble. He gets his, he uses a crush, but it doesn't do anything up against Snowball, and it's just, the world is falling apart just like the base for Golden Boys right now. And NiP, they have no fear in the world.
Yeah, they're low on buybacks as well on Golden Boys, so while NiP has rotated out, yeah, the Aegis also just used, but it would have expired anyway. He actually got near perfect timing on the Aegis use there, because if you look at the clock. Yep. But either way, it's not looking great for Golden Boys, especially when they don't maybe have the carry to deal with this. Yep. And how do you hold your base? Yeah, you've got stuff like Ice Blast, you got the Queen of Pain, but she didn't go Ags, and AA is level 9.
Yeah, there's so many problems for Golden Boys right now. It comes down to the draft. They drafted a heavily momentum-based lineup, and they haven't been able to find this momentum. Okay.
When that Spirit Breaker goes down, there's going to be a hookshot forwards as well, looking like a lot of damage taken, and yeah, no way out. You just can't escape.
Can get to these kills quickly enough, and now they will probably scout out Skanks with that rocket here. Jonas Fan with that Aghanim Scepter freshly completed. He has another hookshot. The Skanks will dodge it for now, but there's so little that Golden Boys can do. As I said,
he might not dodge it for now. They're pinging him. So they thought he was a little bit further forward. He might go for a blind hookshot. That's what you do sometimes because it's such a low cooldown. There's going to be another Ice Blast coming out, but it's going to hit no one. It's just going to choreograph his position. Jonas Fan? Oh gosh, he knows now. He does. He gets the hookshot off. Not an Ice Blast he wanted to throw, and Shanks is going down. He's just going to slowly fall. And that's what I was talking about before. When you Ice Blast, you have to be careful if you're hiding somewhere like that because it completely gives away your trajectory.
This is where you spam in the chat wheel. I immediately regret my decision.
Yeah.
That wasn't my idea.
Unfortunate, but it happens to the best of us. And as you said, you're in a place where the safe plays, it just slowly loses you the game. You can't do the safe things anymore. You've got to try to play crazily. This is the way if you have a gyrocopter, you go Divine. Because that's all you can do. So looks like these two mid heroes also might be in a bit of trouble. Air Sleight of Fists? No, doesn't get off the Searing Chains. So.
The problem is, with NiP, the way they're playing so freaking safe that it's really hard for Golden Boys to find any sort of opportunity. Wouldn't really surprise me. I mean, at the same time, Limp has an Assault Cuirass, so they can go high ground right now. But it wouldn't surprise me if they just waited for the next Roshan. It's only a couple of minutes. No reason for them to actually take any sort of risk because they have the entire map under their control. Golden Boys, they can't feel safe anywhere on the map, even Madara here. I mean, no one is there right now for NiP, but that can change in a heartbeat.
Yep, and it's something where you really don't have to worry, like, you're not, even if Golden Boys gets a bunch of gold off of you, they're 20,000 net worth behind, 20,000 experience, maybe they win a team fight, what's Slaughter gonna build that wins them the game? Like, maybe he gets an AC out, okay, that just negates presence of the Dark Lord on Shadow Fiend. It's really rough with the position they're in. Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out a way for them to come back, and apart from a big overextension, I just can't think of it. I mean, I hate to hop on about it, but it's just
It does really feel like they're very far behind. Maybe they should try for a smoke gank. They're already in one. They have another in a minute. So I think, trying for a smoke gank, seeing if you can pick off someone, even if you have to lose 2 to pick off 1, you're going to come out top net worth, on top of the net worth for that, just because of how far behind you are. And especially if you can find the Shadow Fiend, or even if you gank 2 of their supports, you'll probably get 2,000 apiece each because of how far behind you are. So I think these aggressive ganks, it's all you have left. Push out mid a little, go for a gank, but instead there's going to be a Walrus Punch up onto Kiza and the hook shot. She isn't able to pop her BKB, she's getting pushed back, and now she's just going to escape. But that's a full BKB charge for escaping, and now looks like Searing Chains, no, Slaughter's getting away with his as well.
Barely with that BKB.
Ice Shard's off the mark.
The right clicks, oh well, and there's Hawkshot right into the base. Skylark will get locked down by the battery assault. That's an easy kill. Now next one, Liz Fiend Script. On to maybe next time 2 heroes down without buyback, and now yeah, Lim just saying, alright boys, enough with the play. Let's get to work on this tier 3 tower here in the bottom lane.
And it's going to be actually a really short Roshan. It's 9 minutes. That's a bit shorter than average, and so they can go back for it after they take this Rax. They know they have people down, and so if they're feeling a bit scared of taking the top Rax, they just get it. But it looks like Ember, Searing Chains on 2 of them, they just burn down so much. It's just a bloody Searing Chains, and they take so much damage. And there's a second set of Rax down. Golden Boys has to have the team fight of dreams here if they're to do anything, and they don't have the team fight of dreams for another 20 seconds because AA Blast is down.
Yeah, you need everyone grouped up on Echo Slam, but I don't really see NiP going for that. I mean, they have no reason to group up, they have no reason to even worry about anything, even Era, even if he dies here. Which he isn't, of course, because he's an Ember Spirit who always has a remnant out, but they still see him though, and he's being charged up by Skylark, but yeah, they might actually finish him off now. Never mind. It's like...
Yeah, it's rough. They're gonna chase him, but all the while Roshan is going down. Sonic Wave as well, they get him! That's huge for them, we'll see, that's probably like 3,000 gold. But at the same time, I don't even know if Limp cares that they lost Era. They can wait out his death timer, no, so it was only 2.5, but they can wait out this death timer or go for the next Aegis. No, look, sorry, next Rax, and Clockwork goes down. I was just surprised by that he got caught out of position as well.
Now the cavalry has arrived. Limp leading a charge steel kit here. What the block that they need. Look at these right clicks. They just have to run away now, and they're doing so. Skylark here actually doing a lot of damage to Handskin here together with Nadara. So now it's getting to a point where it's like, alright, maybe we didn't really think this through. Maybe we should just retreat, wait for everyone to come back alive, and then go for the last set of Rax.
Yeah, it's really nice they got lucky there for Golden Boys that it was a classic one by one in by NiP, and they did take perfect advantage of it. The charge away by Spirit Breaker to make sure he's just like, oh, SF is here, I'm gonna leave. Yeah. And went and helped lock down. Tusk got bashed there, he couldn't get back into a snowball. I think there was cooldown issues, and okay. Oh no, that's really unfortunate.
He just stood there taking the creeps.
He may have been a bit deceived, he may have not checked his health properly. That happens. So yeah, but they're showing on Golden Boys that they can still get kills.
Oh, Fiend Script and Limp just bang, bang, bang away. It's just so frustrating. The creeps actually get the kills, so not Limp. That's 2 heroes down. Slaughter does have buyback, but there's no Ice Blast. There's an Echo Slam. But NiP, they're pushing every single lane down now. Era here in mid. Limp and Seal Kit in the front. Yeah, that should be that.
We will have AA Blast up soon, so if they do get the Echo Slam Sonic Wave of Dreams, they can do it, but
can they though? I don't know. There's an Aegis and Shadow Fiend. They can barely kill him once, maybe, with everyone bashing away at him. Yeah. But I don't really think they can kill him twice. Here you go, so they're gonna have to go for it now. There's a charge through. BKB on Skylark, there's the Echo Slam on 2, Slaughter with a follow-up here. Era will fall, same with Tusk. They're gonna buy back immediately and get back into the fight ASAP. But Dara here, battling up away against Limp, who still has an Aegis here, just man modes up against both of them, doesn't give a damn. Yeah, Skylark still charging about though, but now one more right click will do the trick. There's the GG.
I think it was actually a really good idea in that team fight to take the fight on the weaker heroes, not the one with the Aegis, but as we pointed out, they just didn't have the stuff to take out Limp. Played very well, he got huge, and 2-0 by NiP.
Yeah, bit of an outdraft, bit of an outplay here for NLB in the early game. It's a lineup that can work for Golden Boys, but as I mentioned before, it needs momentum. You need to find a lot of kills here between the Spirit Break and the Slaughter. You need to snowball off of that, and the moment where Limp got off of these problems that he had in middle lane, being aggressed upon, the moment that Ember Spirit had his items up off of that, pretty much free farm that he had in the bottom lane,